Britt, your ass is looking fat.
Give me a rock.
My car's over there. How you doing, boys and girls? Just giving you a channel update. I haven't filmed anything. I haven't posted anything for like a week now. I have been very sick. It's Saturday. This past weekend, Sunday, Monday, something like that, I woke up with very bad food poisoning. Almost pulled a Mama Cass. If you don't know who that is, go ahead and look it up. But like literally my very first thought was, this is how famous people die sometimes. I'm not famous yet, so I didn't die, so it's totally okay there. Oh, God. But what I'm getting at right now, that sun, oh boy. I'm over the food poisoning, have been for a couple days now, but I have been left with a debilitating headache. It comes and goes, but it's mostly here. And you may wonder, well then, why in the world would you get in your car with its droney exhaust and drive with the sun is right in your eyes? You don't feel good. And the answer to that question is, I got sick and tired of sitting at home doing basically nothing. I took the proper dose of Advil. That didn't really do anything. I gave it 45 minutes or so. So then I took hydrocodone I had left over from my knee surgery. And before it makes me unsafe to drive, I wanted to just get out and get some fresh air and also just drive because I love driving cars. So I'm just going to drive around the block, maybe pop into the storage unit here. And I figured I'd give you guys a quick update while I'm doing so. So with no further ado, cut to the next time I'm talking to you. You know, with the hot rod here, that's the cops. They're still looking for me from the golf cart video. I just realized that only an automotive DJ, which I guess I'm an automotive DJ, right? Anyway, only an automotive DJ would film with a jack and creeper on one side of him and a black light and the box for a studio quality microphone on the other side of him. Distractions aside, let's go ahead and do a channel update. I've got currently 3 videos filmed, maybe 4 filmed that I just need to go ahead and edit. It's just these headaches are killing me. I have so much trouble focusing on the computer and making these edits, and I'm also not really all that good at editing videos still yet, if you guys can't tell. I'm getting better. So I've already filmed, and you've already seen in other videos that the Crown Vic's got the lighting underneath it. So I've got the video of us installing the lighting. There's got a follow-up video for that about us fixing an issue that arose, which was an unforeseeable issue. And it's car specific. Actually, it's my car specific. That hasn't really even been resolved just yet. We know how we're going to fix it. We just haven't done it. There's a video of just a road trip we took in the Porsche, and then another thing with me and my buddy. Upcoming videos that are for sure happening are the lighting install on the truck, which I guess would be a lighting upgrade on the truck. A lighting install on the Porsche. Brakes on the Porsche, unless I wimp out and pay somebody to do it, and an engine repair on the truck. Those are for sure things that absolutely need to happen, and anything that I can do, I will do myself and film it. There's also some suspension work that I'd like to do for the Crown Vic. I keep looking over there because it's parked. Right there. Hi, Crown Vic. Another upcoming video is the motorcycle. I have hinted at this motorcycle multiple times. We are almost done. I'm in constant contact with my mechanic who is doing sort of the final bits. I promise that I'm not blowing smoke up you guys' butts. This bike is extremely unique. It's not an amazing bike. It's not going to win awards. It may not even draw a lot of attention, but it is an extremely unique build, and I am excited to show it to you guys. I'm also going to have my guy sort of explain everything that we have done to this bike, because there's a lot of hot rodding that has gone on to this essentially cheap throwaway motorcycle. I could have spent as much money as I have on this bike to just get something better, but this is mine. It is unique, and I hope most of you understand that. So that bike should be coming soon. So it'll be sort of an introduction and review of the work that has been done over the last,
few years. And then there will be another video of me reinstalling the lighting on that as well. Yes, I can't not put lighting on a vehicle. Just love me. So obviously there's a monetary issue to all of this that needs to be addressed. I am currently I'm not out of work, but I am definitely not where I was at before my car accident. And so there's just not a lot of money available for me to do the things I'm doing yet. Now, I'm expecting a lawsuit payout at some point. I don't know how long it's going to be. That could be a year from now. I don't know. There should be some sort of change to my work setup over the next couple weeks. Either I might be picking up another job or I'll be changing my schedule at my job. Either way, that should help out monetarily, but I'm still not bringing in the kind of cash that I need to bring in to do all the work that I'd like to do on these cars, which we're going to go over in a second here. Obviously, the dream would be this YouTube channel pays for the work on the cars, but you can't just go from point A to point G. You've got to actually take the steps along the way to get there. And I understand that. So I'm just going to try to keep posting videos whenever I can, just slowly grow this channel, or maybe hopefully quickly grow this channel and get to the point where I'd like to be able to do the things I want to do. Let's discuss the future of each of these cars the way I'd like to see them. I'm not going to go into super detail on a lot of stuff just because if I tell you all about it now, you may not come back to see it when I do it. So let's start with the hot rod since it's right here in front of me. The hot rod needs work. It needs this radiator shroud here needs to be replaced. I can no longer actually attach the engine cowling to it on either side. It's also slightly twisted, and that's just sort of how it's being held in place. It needs to be replaced. This is done for, and you can find these for expensive, or you can get them new sheet metal. And I am not worried about using new sheet metal. I'm just not going to go fiberglass. If I can find the ones that I want, one that I want for the price that I want, I'll just go ahead and buy that. But so this needs to be done up. I would like to get the engine refreshened, make it happy again. The transmission still leaks trans fluid even after I had it worked on, so I need to get it redone. I would like to do all of the work myself. I just don't know what I'm doing. All right, Tavarish has Jared Pink. Cletus has Jack Stan Jimmy. Chris from B is for Build has Oscar, and also some of his own skills. Tyler Hoover has the Car Wizard. I don't have a guy like that just yet. I got a guy like that for electronics, but I don't have a guy like that for mechanics yet. So until I get to the point where I have a mechanic willing to come and do work for me for like pennies, I'm going to be paying out of pocket or possibly breaking things on my own. We'll get there, I hope. Fingers crossed. The hot rod also needs the seats redone, especially the driver's seat. The steering wheel needs to be addressed because it's just spinning freely, and also the steering box is bad. Steering on this is so sketchy that I am not comfortable letting anybody else drive it. It's kind of scary for me. I would not want someone else to be behind the wheel of it yet. That might actually be the very first thing I fix, just so that I can drive it more safely. And then at some point, I'm probably going to have to address the fact that these tires are way too old. So that's the hot rod, short term. Long term, it is going to get a paint job. It's really hard to pull the trigger on that. A, money, but B, there's something to be said about the patina of an older car like this, where you just don't touch it. You leave it alone. It doesn't matter that the paint is faded and scratched up and dinged up here and there. I want this car to be beautiful, and I think the way to do that would be do it all up and then paint it. So I got an idea. I've got a guy. I have a guy. He's fabulous. It's probably going to cost me an arm and a leg to get this thing painted, but when the time comes and I actually do it, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Crown Vic. It needs a little bit of suspension work, probably stuff that I can do, ball joints and stuff like that. It's got the squeaks when you turn. You've got a little bit of squeakage here and there. The girlfriend's Crown Vic is significantly worse. Mine's just probably, I want to do the work so that I can actually have done the work. Part of this whole idea of this channel is that I can learn how to work on cars myself and then sort of have you guys watch along with me. I'm sure the engine could use some TLC, and then the paint. Good God, the paint. I mean, I don't mind this thing looking like a sleeper. I don't mind this thing not being show quality. That's fine. Perfectly fine. The dry lake bed of the hood, not okay. The giant runs like it was painted with latex paint and you didn't even care. That's not okay. And somebody hit it. Recently, somebody hit it. It's not major. The paint, obviously, I don't really care about. That little dent in the wheel well, I'm going to probably try to hammer that out myself. Now let's talk dreams with the Crown Vic. Let's say that this channel takes off and I can afford to pay for things. A lot of things. I would love to supercharge that car. ProCharge, like a Root style supercharger. Build the motor or even buy one like a Texas Speed motor, put in there would be fantastic. Supercharged. I don't want to turbo it because I'm not dragging it. I want the ability to just be driving along and then boom, just take off, which is fabulous. And you can do that with a nice supercharger. Again, not trying to run 8s in the car. That's just ridiculous. I like the whine of a supercharger. I think that car would be extremely happy with a supercharged V8 up front. That's the dream on that one. The truck. The truck was never supposed to be anything special. It was just supposed to be an anchor for a trailer that I was going to buy, and I probably still will buy. I need to buy it. But when I saw that truck, I had to buy it. What do I want to do with that truck going forward? Obviously, I want to fix the engine. I want to replace the intake manifold gasket so it runs properly. But other than that, I mean, it's just a truck, right? And I'm not really a truck guy. It's not a diesel, so it's not the best towing vehicle. It's not four-wheel drive, so it's not like I'm going to be going off-road with it. I feel like I should at some point buy like highway wheels and tires for it, so I could possibly reduce my rolling resistance and get a little bit better gas mileage as I'm driving around. Maybe wheels for when I'm towing, so I'm not taking my 10 miles to the gallon and turning it into 5 miles to the gallon. Possibly an air ride suspension for it. I know it's smart to do the auto leveling air ride when you do towing, because right now it's going to do this, especially if I'm putting the hot rod in a trailer behind it, maxing out its towing capacity as it is. Going to have to upgrade the hitch that's on there right now. Right now it's a class 3 hitch, which is just right over the danger line of possibly being too heavy with a 23-foot trailer and this hot rod and like a toolbox and maybe the motorcycle in there. Probably too much. Other than that, I mean, the truck it's just a truck. I don't know what else I could possibly do with the truck to make it special. But then again, maybe you don't have to. Maybe it's perfectly fine just being a truck. The Porsche is an enigma to me. I actually never really thought I'd be able to buy something like that, and then when the opportunity came, I took it. I still may have possibly bit off more than I could chew, and obviously it is a ticking time bomb that may never go off, but that IMS issue with that car is always a concern. Parts for it are expensive. Working on it is expensive. I'm going to try to teach myself to do the little things that need to be done. Tie rod ends, and there's, I believe, axle seal boots need to be replaced, but the axles are fine. Little stuff like that I've never done. I'm possibly going to try to do it myself when the time comes and I get the right place to do it, and I need a lift. There's also the potential for that car to be show car worthy. Potential. I mean, I want it to be not a daily driver, but a weekly driver. As far as souping it up, again, that would take money that I currently don't have and I don't see myself making anytime soon. So we'll talk the dreams. Swapping out that motor with a turbo 911 motor. I mean, right? How crazy would that be? Might be too crazy. I don't know. Obviously, I could go with the S motor because it's a base Cayman, and the S motor is a bigger motor, puts out more horsepower. But that seems like such a mild upgrade and probably such an expensive upgrade that I could just trade that in for a Cayman S and then have that anyway. If I'm going to do something like that, why not go big or go home? Again, we're talking the dreams here. Do I want to repaint it? No. Do I have to repaint it? I don't know. If I do, we're having fun with the paint job. There's something to be said about the beauty of the Porsche Continental orange color that you just don't find anymore. In fact, even now, they don't even make it. Like, I mean, you could probably buy it, but like, you can't buy a Porsche with Porsche Continental orange on there. The closest they've got now is that lava orange, and it is not the same. My dad's first 914 was Porsche Continental orange because that's my introduction to Porsches. That has always been my color. I love that color, and I hate orange. So strange. Like, I'm looking right now at the orange engine on the hot rod because it's a Chevy and I hate it. I want to change it. I want to paint it black or something. I don't know. The Porsche is a big question. So right now the Porsche's plans are get it happy. Fix all the little things, get the suspension just perfect. Finally get a freaking alignment, which means I have to actually get some adjustable suspension parts because it needs something beyond just the factory adjustments to get it just right. Take care of that ridiculous tire pressure sensor problem that it's got. It's already an extremely happy, perfect, fun running car. It could just be a little bit better and just a little bit more TLC. That's all I need. Because it's a Porsche. You don't have to do anything to it unless you're going to go crazy. And honestly, if I'm going to go crazy, let's buy an older wide-body 911 and go crazy. So that's a car channel update. Now, the DJing part of it, I do have an idea for a new YouTube video on actually two. One, I want to address some of the pitfalls of this job, or things to avoid. Not really pitfalls, because pitfalls really are on you, not on the job itself. But there are things to take into consideration when going into this industry. There will be effects on your personal life, on your family life. There will be effects on your sleeping habits. And then there's also bad habits that you might bring or develop in this industry that are things you need to self-assess. That being said, I may do a video about that in the Being a Strip Club DJ video. Let's put the link to the playlist up there. And then I want to redo I think it's the video, the number 3 video, where I am just showing you the screen of my computer and I show you how to do stuff. I want to do a new one of that with much better voiceover work. And I want to show you the updates that have happened to iTunes and sort of discuss that. This has become a significantly longer video than I intended, but there was a lot of stuff on my mind. And honestly, talking about it while waiting for that hydrocodone to kick in has made my headache mostly go away. It's still here. Thank you for sitting through basically just me talking. This is a vlog, not an actual anything video here. Channel update. I feel like it was probably important. I do have 2 medical issues coming up as a resultant of my car accident. I have a follow-up for my knees, and then I have to talk to a spinal surgeon about possibly having surgery on my spine, which I am not looking forward to. I'm hoping I can avoid it. It might put a serious crimp on me doing this channel, especially on me doing any work on this car, and also it's just going to extend my recovery time, which I don't want. I want to get on with my life. Oh, one last thing. I have years worth of dash cam video of just horrible driving. I love these dash cam channels on YouTube. I have enough to do like 3 or 4 10 or more minute long videos of just stuff that I have filmed myself, both as a cab driver and personally with dash cams in my cars and on my motorcycle, because people in Daytona do not know how to drive. People in Florida don't know how to drive. It's insane. Like, I watch other places and people are always like, oh, the bad drivers of fill in your town, and I'm like, oh yeah, that sucks. I'm like, that is every single day, nearly every single car. Like, people will film and upload somebody cutting them off without a turn signal, and like people will go, oh my god, that's such a terrible driver. I'm like, that guy stood out to you? Because that's every car that has ever pulled in front of me ever in the history of ever in the Daytona Beach area. Look for that. I may actually do that pretty soon because I really don't have to do much editing, so I shouldn't get much of a headache over it. But I wanted to apologize just for the lack of content over the last week and possibly over the next week or so, and just sort of explain why. So you got this video. Until next time, wear your seatbelt, and if you're in a strip club with a DJ, tip him, because he might have a headache from making YouTube videos about his cars.
Got a ways to go, but it's running.